Let's do this. Laying the past to rest. There you are, Ronald. Commander Alden has asked me to convey to you the following information. At present, we are looking at the reports of missing relatives of the Crania Lupi operations of the Silver Griffins, searching for any clues as to their whereabouts. Thanks to the concreted efforts of Ragenfeld and the others, the general public has been willing to cooperate with our investigation. Though many still harbor feelings of distrust for the collaborators and their kin, they've grown more receptive to our calls on the whole. Arenvald's been making steady progress in preparing for the memorial ceremony. And plans to host a meeting between the various community leaders to go over the final details. In fact, he was wondering whether you could assist in delivering the invitations. If you could spare the time, you should be able to find him in the Mercantile District. Anyway, that's all for now. I have a few other matters to attend to, so if you'll excuse me. One thing I do need to make sure I get, as many of before. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I need to make sure that I get Aetheryte tickets. Because when Dawn Trail comes out, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of guild teleport. Thanks for coming. It should come as no surprise that planning a memorial ceremony for a whole bloody nation would keep a man busy, but by Rygars, this is something else. The hardest part's been gathering information on those who died in the war, especially when it comes to the skulls and other conscripts. And they're the ones who we need to treat most carefully. If we don't acknowledge the crimes of our kin and all their painful truth, then we do a disservice to their victims, living and dead. But if we let people paint themselves as monsters who did monstrous things, then things we believe would never do, then we perpetrate a different, but no less dangerous lie. As for preparing the event itself, I'll be holding a meeting with members of each of the settlements around Girobania. I've sent information to most of them already, but I was hoping you'd help me with the last two. There's Mazoranu and the Peering Stones and Sasha and Miranellia. I'll give you one of each. One for each. Okay. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they refused, considering how their people suffered at the hands of the Skulls. But I hope we can remind them that deep down, we're all just people trying to survive, to protect our loved ones. We may have driven the Empire from our lands, but as long as we hold fast to the grudges born of their attempts to divide and set us against one another, we'll never be free of their legacy of cruelty. With that in mind, I've included an account of my experiences with the Silver Griffins and the people I've met. Victims, collaborators, their friends, and their family. Men and women who lived through it all, survivors. Even if they refuse to join the ceremony, at least they will know, hopefully understand our reasons for holding the event. Granted, I've not had much practice in writing important letters, but I think they'll get the message. You being the one to deliver them will make a world of difference, I'm sure. Take care, Walton. These quests take almost like half an hour to yeah. I'm trying to squeeze 3 of them within an hour. Not as easy as you think. I might split the 2 final. Other ones into 3-hour segments where it's 2 quests per hour. Greetings, friend. It has been too long since we last worked. What brings you into my village? There you go. So the rumors are true. I need not read this letter in full to know its contents. I understand that Lalafell's volunteers are working to support the families of those lost in the war, which few will deny is a worthy cause, but to include the relatives of the Cranny and Lupi. The Skulls watched the Emperor slay us in our thousands, and still they turned their cloaks and fought for our oppressors. And you would ask us to mourn the deaths of those curs alongside their victims? I ask that you read the rest of the letter. You have every right to be angry and to refuse. Read his account before coming to a decision. To dismiss it out of hand would be discourteous. Very well. Damn. As known, my tribe is my family, and I know all too well the responsibility that brings to anything to protect them. Anything. Loyalty, pride, conscience, my very soul. All are meaningless if I cannot ensure the safety of those I love. I suspected some skulls have been faced with that self-same choice, but to see how their kin suffer. How could I say I do not understand, though I wish that I did not? Their crimes will never be forgiven. They cannot be, but I and any others who are willing can offer our prayers to those tortured souls and the men they could have been. I accept the invitation, not on behalf of the M tribe, but as Morazano. Though I will put the question to my people that they may decide for themselves. I am also eager to make the acquaintance of the person who wrote this letter. He is not one to turn a blind eye to the bitter truth, painful though it is to confront. The meaning will be the perfect opportunity to take his measure. The worst part, it's still there. The wall. There's wall and stuff. If I'm right, the Balcio's wall was built. That wall was built by the Empire to lock Alamigo and Eorzea out of each other. Like, they're not. So you kinda. I'm surprised they never tore it down. Well, maybe they will one day. Hey. Welcome to what we have the pleasure of your visit. Then it is as I suspected. There have been rumors that such a ceremony would take place. Although you have traveled far to make this invitation, I must decline. We cannot mourn the loss of the fallen at the who are to be counted among them. Like the Quelliana, they chose to aid the guardian oppressors, killing and bleeding for those who would pillage our lands, cowards and traitors all. And are we to assume that Quelliana, who died fighting for the Empire, will be honored as well? If so, that is all the more reason for us to refuse. That is your right, and no one will say otherwise. Okay. You reading Aaron will understand and accepts that you might refuse. His only request is that you read his account. Decide. If you insist. No one was spared suffering in the occupation. Not the resistance, nor the collaborators, nor the families of both. No one. That somebody would die in shame, having sold their souls only to lose everything is a tragedy. And unless then, if they are forgotten, then the lessons of their folly is forgotten. For the sake of this land we call home, I will join you in remembrance and implore my people to do the same. In mourning, we may strengthen our ties with our neighbors as well. By together facing our past, we can build a foundation for lasting peace and prosperity. It would be my honor to attend the proposed meeting, and I look forward to personally thanking your friend Ehrenwald for his dedication. I and my peers have much to learn from the example he has set. Boom, boom. So how did you fare in the fringes? They said that about me? It's rare for me to get such glowing reviews, especially from the renowned leaders like Sarasa and Marzarano. More importantly though, they agreed to attend the meeting, and I've got you to thank for that. After all, I imagine it's hard to turn down an invitation when it's hand-delivered by the Warrior of Light herself. Before I get ahead of myself, though, I must remember that this is only the beginning. Bringing everyone together is one thing. Coming to an agreement on an extremely diverse issue is a different kettle of fish entirely. Her Grace was quick to point out. But she has taught me, if our cause is just and our hearts are true, those of like mind will surely answer the call. And answer it they have. There are bound to be difference of opinion. I'm sure there's nothing we can't overcome if we put our minds to it. To that end, I was hoping you could join us. If you have time to spare, there are still a few loose ends, and I need to tie up beforehand. So we'll meet you in the palace as soon as we can. Just having you there will make a world of difference. We're going to deal with this, huh? Where is Lise in all of this? Oh, wait, is she at Ralger's Reach? Oh, yeah, Ralger's Reach. Here for the meeting? Yes. Yes, we are. So while we all agree upon the importance of the affair ceremony, we recognize that the inclusion of the will be distressing for many. I too lost family at their hands. I would ever ask others to forgive and forget. But for all their crimes, they were Alamegans, just like us. None made the decision to side with Golemov lightly. They had a choice, and they chose to betray us. Yeah. But they also have family that they had to protect. And you would condemn all of them to only? Who among us have not made difficult choices for kith and kin? And do not forget that Fedora chose to stand between us and a primal. What does that have to do with it? Brothers and sisters, arguing will avail us not. The fate of Alamigo rests on my shoulders and yours. On those of every man, woman, and child that calls these lands home. To uphold our honor, to strive for prosperity, to protect our loved ones. We all know the weight of these responsibilities. It's that self-same weight that drove many of our people to serve our oppressors, misguided as it was. And though they chose a different and unconscionable path, in the end, we all wanted the same thing: to deliver our families from persecution, that they might live to see one more day, because another day in shame and self-hatred was still better than none at all. The regretful dead are survived by their despair, a despair which threatens to drag us all into an abyss from where there is no escape. Know that it surely will, if we continue it in our hearts out of disdain for those we cannot forgive. But we Alamegans will not be so easily defeated. We will stand united and conquer this menace. Every Alamegan who fought and died did so in the hope that one day we would be free, and we are free. We are free by the bloods of our fallen brothers and sisters. We are free. Free to lock away the pain and pretend it no power over us until it festers and takes us in our beds. Free to lay it bare and let it breathe. To acknowledge and to mourn our people at their best and at their worst. The past is ours to bear, all of it, for ourselves and for future generations, so that they needn't suffer like we did. Let us make Alamego a nation where no man is left behind, where he can make all the wrong choices and still be afforded the chance to make a right one. Oh, that went better than any of us could have hoped. You have my gratitude for your part in the proceedings, but we both know who the real hero of the day was. It was all Annabelle's idea. Yup. And it was his words that finally won over the naysayers. Now that we have the community leaders on our side, we should have a much easier time convincing the rest of the citizenry. Of course, hoarding and ceremony is by no means our final objective. No matter what we say, some will refuse to attend. It is my hope, however, that it will still serve to provide a measure of closure for us all, and to ease the plight of the vulnerable and ostracized. Speaking of which, you recall the incident with Fedora Alagana? The young girl she saved and her mother wished to thank her personally. Considering what happened last time, though, I have reservations. It would be a valuable opportunity to present a former skull in a more positive light. On the other hand, I don't need to tell you how unpredictable she can be, and that's before taking her echo into consideration. But that's a conversation for another day. Go and get some rest. You've earned it. Alright. Oh, what's that? Oh, the cop. Real. Something terrible has happened. Car! It's Fedora. She's escaped. Are you sure she was accompanying a squadron out on a training exercise? One moment she was there, and the next she was gone. I didn't think much of it at the time, but she's been acting strangely ever since she went to beat that mother and child. You know, the one who wanted to thank her for saving the girl's life. When I told Kamara Alden about it, he went charging off the gear. I'll ask them if they had any idea what Fedora. I thought about going after him, but when I heard you were headed this way, I reckon I better send you in my stead. Got to be wrong. It's a car. How dare you put a car on top of me? That is so rude. People need to stop trying to run Lalafells over. Lalafell hate over here. That's like always. Arnold, I wasn't expecting to see you here. You heard what happened, man. Just as Podola was beginning to earn our trust, she's given us a slip. As you may know, she wears a choker enchanted to prevent exactly that. If I were to give the order, she would be dead within moments, and she knows that. She took the risk anyway. I do believe she has a good reason. That's what we're looking into now. We were hoping Clara and young Larry, here could shed some light on the matter. I'd like to ask you about your conversation with Cordola, if we may. Yeah, of course. I know she's a butcher, or was at least, but it doesn't seem right to go without thanking her. Request a meeting. To express my gratitude and my apologies. She was quiet at first, just stood there as we spoke, as if she weren't even listening. Then I mentioned the blasphemy, and she looked at me, and all of a sudden clutched her own head and cried out in agony. Another vision. And you remember what you were thinking about at the time? A man. The one I saw in the city. What? Who? Did he have something to do with all those people panicking? Hmm? I think he did. When I was waiting for you, I saw him. He was by himself. He went after the blasphemy. He looked poorly. So I asked if he was alright, and he said yes. He had a kind smile. He got up and started walking, but then he changed. He was shouting and screaming. I was so frightened. I didn't want to talk about it. Not even to Mom. I wish you'd said something super... I'm sorry, Papa. This is my fault for leaving you on your own. The man who turned into a blasphemy, I rager. The girl saw him, which means Cordora has now seen him too. One other thing, when Dora was having her funny turn, she said something. Charlie. No, Charlotte. Yeah, I think, yes, that is it. Ring any bells? Can't say it does. But if he has anything to do with the skulls, the Silver Griffin should have some information on him. We best have a word with Ragafade. Then... You've both been very helpful. I'd like to thank you for being so kind to Fedorla. She may not have said it, but I'm sure it meant a lot to her. I have a couple more things I'd like to ask. I'll catch up with you later. Charlotte, you say? Charlotte. Yes, that name came up during our recent investigations. Yeah. As I recall, he served under the Viceroy during the occupation, and his whereabouts is currently unknown. He had an older brother named Asfred, one of the Cranalupi, which would give him a connection to Fedorla. Is there anyone else, anyone who can tell us more about him? Yes, an uncle. Which recently helped find employment here in Allegheny. He's actually the one who asked us to look for Charlotte. Charlotte. You'll probably likely find him working at the Sleeping Stones. As it happens, I was planning to bring him something to eat. I'll join you. I'll join you there shortly. Oh, alright. What an odd place. Perhaps we should have asked what he looks like. Still looking, eh? That's him over there. I hope we're not interrupting. What the? What was that at? What was that pickaxe? It just no, of course not. It's good to see you. My word, the Bull of Alamigo and the champion of the Alliance. What brings such esteemed guests to our humble quarry? At ease, my good fellow. We're merely asked to ask about your nephew. Carla? You found him? No luck yet, then. Is there anything else you can tell us? More about his childhood, perhaps? Wasn't much of one, I'm afraid. Poor boy's life was ruined long before he had any say in the matter. His parents and I swore allegiance to Golemon to secure ourselves and our kin's citizenship for all the good it did us here, living amongst our countrymen who traded us as paraffs. Took its toll on him and his brother to be spat on as traitors by association. One thing led to another, and Ansel, together with most of his friends, joined the Imperial Army. That's how it started, you know. The Craniolopi, Gaius's loyal little pups. You remember the names of these friends? Yes. Quite the reputation growing up. There was Emmeline, Ardolph, and the angry little girl who grew up to become the butcher herself, Fedora. Charlie was part of their group too, yes. But from what we heard, he chose not to become a soldier. Wouldn't have lasted a day in training. He knew that better than anyone. Of course, but then it helped him to feel any less guilty for turning his back on the others. He blamed himself for their deaths, for not stopping them when you had the chance, for not being strong enough to fight by their side. Maybe save them, maybe not, but he wasn't there, and he wished he had been. Then one day he was gone. Wherever he is, I hope he's safe and well. So do we. Thank you. The information you've shared could prove useful. And for you, I bought some food. Why don't you call it a day and go and enjoy it with your family? He's the one that turned into a blasphemy. Let him have the peace plan for now. You know. So not only was his brother a member of the Skulls, but Charlotte himself was a childhood friend of Fedorla's. I think he refused the support of the Silver Griffins as well. I'm told he refused the support of the Silver Griffins as well. He's been trying to make his own way for some time now. His brothers and his friends died at save for Fedorla, and the gods only know how he felt about her after that, or how Fedorla felt about Charlotte after seeing Lenny's memory of him transforming into a blasphemy brother of a man she killed. A childhood friend besides. He thinks she's responsible for this. That's why she ran, to kill the beast. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm worried about her. Fedora is a survivor and an outcast herself. Exactly the sort of person the Silver Griffins are trying to support. You've seen for yourself the sacrifices she's willing to make. If you can learn to feel sympathy for her, maybe others can too. I think we have enough information for the time being. Let's return to the city and plan our next move. Oh, sure. These are going a little faster now. I think it's because of the fact that I'm actually focused now. Because I'm gonna get this done with. Oh, it's still a lot though. Thankfully, since I'm playing, I'm gonna be playing Earth Eternal casually on the I'll be able to work on other things in the background, like these videos and stuff. I've assigned a few of my soldiers to assist the Silver Griffins in investigating Charlotte's background. With luck, we'll find him quickly, and then we can prepare for what must come after. We're all but certain Charlotte's the one who transformed into a blasphemy. And so there's not to be done but put him out of his misery. As for Fedorla, I put Magnago and her troops in charge of tracking her. Once they find her, they have my permission to lend whatever support they deem necessary. If it comes to it, I may ask you to join the search. Until such time, I ask that you take this opportunity to rest. No time to rest. Thank goodness you're here. Commander Allen needs to see you right away. Follow me. Final quest. Whoa, he's got the helmet on and everything. Keep it contained until I remind, but do not engage if you can help it. Understood? Our unit has found Fedorla, or rather, she has found them. No. In fact, I have Fedorla on the search parties. Link Portal, she wants a word with you. It's urgent, so be quiet and listen. The blasphemy, my friend, is right in front of us. I've tracked him down, and when he spotted me, he started heading towards Spectra and Prisoners. Look, Ronald, I need your help. Charlotte's not. He never wanted to hurt anyone. The thing he's become is, I can't leave him like this. I've got to stop him, whatever it takes. I'm on my way. I owe you. Listen, man, can you hear me? We've got the blasphemy surround. Uh, um, it's on the move. Get ahead of it, but maintain distance. We need to. What are you doing? What? Uh-oh. There's no time to waste. They need our help. No, don't skip the cutscene. I would have lost my mind if that happened. I would have been like, no, we're done. Forget this game. I don't care about anything. Radio and Allegoria are not that far from Spectrala Imperialis. If we let the blasphemy slip through our fingers, it doesn't bear thinking about. And while Fodona is determined to slay it by her own hand, we cannot allow her recklessness to put the lives of others in jeopardy. The time has come for action. Are you ready? Yeah. Hold the line as long as you can. Commander and the warrior light. Any moment. Stay strong. Joking? Did you just kick that in the foot? Kicked it in the knee and pushed it back? You've done well. Leave the rest to us. Yes, sir. Get the injured to safety. Coward, traitor, to everyone. Now we get to see. I wish there was another way. So do I, but fighting's the only thing I'm any good at. Makes me wonder how I end up with such a clever brother. Ooh, clever for my own good, maybe. Just the thought of going into battle, about getting hurt, about having to hurt other people. It's a bleeding heart, Art Charlotte. Sooner befriend a fly than shoo it away, much less kill it. I could kill if I wanted. I could. But you don't. And there's no shame in that. Leave the soldiering to us, Charlotte. We'll show the Garleans that what we're capable of. Get the power and respect we deserve, and then things will change. They will, you'll see. We found a place for ourselves. And you'll find yours soon enough. Alright, that'll do. Everyone who's enlisting, meet back here tomorrow. In the end, what good did I do? They gave everything they to give. I hid like a rat, waiting for the storm to pass. Coward. Like, it's afraid. Like, he's a coward and every sin better dead, better forgotten. It's not your fault, Charlie. It's not. You didn't do anything wrong. And I'm the coward, the traitor, the butcher. I'll always be the butcher. You dare people up. I wonder if it's the echo that protects her from changing. You don't get to end it. You don't get to give up. I won't let you. You have a lifetime to make amends and atone. To become something more than you were. But if you die here, you are everything they say. Everything you believe. Is that what you want? She's not going anywhere. What the? You should not be here. Erva, why are you here? I have nowhere else I'd rather be. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. I can't fight by your side, but I can still cheer you on. I've seen your past, Charlotte. How you were left behind while your friends rushed into battle. It's bloody hard, isn't it? Wanting to do something so desperately with every fiber of your being, knowing that you should be able to. You should, but you can't. But you find another way to support them, your way. You did that too, didn't you? You were there for them, even if it didn't feel like it. But you were, Charlotte, you were. As a friend of mine once said, not all heroes are forged in the fires of battle. The history of Alamogordo is written with blood. While we cannot change the past, we can change the future. For that, we must all play our part, all of us. Let us grant Charlotte the peace he deserves. One day we'll be together again, but not yet. You'd never hurt anyone, Charlotte. That's not who you are. You will be remembered as the kind soul you always were. I'm counting on you. Oh no, it's the Tetrarano. Keep me in the fight. Oh yeah, I'm a killer. Thank you. Up the tetragram. Haha, I tried to tank it, that's funny. Where is my Yasuna? gotta remember how to do this job. That's the only part. Balance. What the? Ow. Company.
Show them what we're made of!
Yay! I don't remember. What's thin air do? I can't remember. What's it? Is that an asylum? Yeah, that's. Whoa. Yeah, they want you to.
Try this!
Yeah, they wanted you to. They wanted you to keep them alive until that happened. Which is fascinating. Yeah. See, that was a fun. That was a fun fight to do as a healer. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they can still live, like, in the afterlife. If you turn into a blasphemy. Thank you. I mean it. I've been looking everywhere for you. Have you now? We put down the last remaining beast spawned by the blasphemy. 'Tis a pity we could do naught for those who turned. But that we were able to prevent further casualties is nothing short of a miracle. It's astounding, too, looking back at Charlotte's case, although his existence spurred others to transform. He never attacked any settlements or travelers. Even when he underwent the change in the middle of a crowded street, those who were present escaped with minor injuries as worse. I think deep down his compassion is what kept the raging blasphemy at bay. The only time he emerged from hiding was to journey to the place where his brother died. It's clear he still retained some semblance of his former self. Another victim of the Empire's terrible legacy, along with his friends and so many others. But the Crania Lupi wasn't the creation of the Imperials alone. Many of those youths sought a place with them because they were denied one with us. That's why the memorial service is so important. It's our chance to face our past together, to give them in death what we couldn't in life, to not deny anyone a place in memory, even if it hurts and makes us feel ashamed. You'll be attending, won't you? I haven't been ordered to, so I suppose not. In light of your little service to Alamigo, I intend to have the conditions by which you are bound erased. Providing I'm able to attain approval, you will be granted a degree of freedom. At the very least, we should soon have no need for that collar. There'll be no objections for me. You've done well. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were smiling. Well, I for one could be happier her efforts are being recognized. It gives me that much more motivation to continue my work with the Silver Griffins, and bring the people of Alamigo closer together. Got to do my part. I got to do my best to keep up with a certain little lordling, eh? I think we've done enough for one day. Time we get some rest. Allow me, as both the guardian of Alamigo and as your sworn comrade, to express my thanks for coming to our aid in these desperate times. No matter what matters of disaster may befall us, your presence alone is enough to keep the flame of hope burning bright. Aye, even someone on the very principle of despair, such as Bordola, can find salvation in your guiding light. Laying a bit thick, aren't you? Heaven forbid people would stop throwing themselves in harm's way. You're something of an immortal flame yourself. Been waiting for a chance to use that one, haven't you? I like to think I can pull my weight on and off the battlefield, but that might be a bit generous. In any case, it's safe to say we've all benefited enormously from your sterling work here. We couldn't ask for a better healer or a better friend. Our ambassador in Razahan will be relieved to learn of our successes here. If you happen to cross paths, give him my regards, would you? Now thinking about it, I'm glad I did do all this. I didn't just decide to do half of this and the other half later. I'm glad I did it all. What in the world is that? They're surrounding. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's him, the legend. It's Big Sippin'. Yeah, anyway. That's it. I'm actually I'm gonna get this quest done, and then I'm gonna get a picture. Greetings, how goes it in Alamigo? Terrible. Pandemonium over there. Eliminating blasphemy? Organize a memorial ceremony? They're certainly kept you busy. Fine example of going above and beyond the Call of Duty. I'm sure to send word. I'll be sure to send words of your exploits to Ulda. Wait till the Sultana hears about this. Her Grace will not be the only one to welcome this news. On behalf of the Grand Company of Eorzea and our allies, allow me to express my gratitude. Thank you. And that's it. That's the Healer World quest. You can now dye the 60 job gear for level 90. I still have to make outfits for these jobs too, that's the thing. Probably do it during Dawn Trail so we can have the new ones. But yeah. So now at first I didn't know what was going on at the plaza over here, but now I do know. Yeah. So this person right here is known as Big Sippin'. That is the character that the Mountain Dew Company made for their promotion. Too many people are about, but yeah. I think I could just stand here and be like casual. Yeah. But yeah. See, I'll also do this. There we go. Yeah, so oh, so there's a promotion for his character apparently, and then I don't know. I think he's supposed to be doing something. I register my class levels. Anyway, I'm not worried about that. I think it's just cool to see that. I was sitting here wondering, like, is this just a big player? Is this a big content streamer or something? No, it's Mountain Dew, which I never want to drink for the rest of my existence. I drank 6 of those to get the mount code. Yeah, that was disgusting. Like, that was really bad to do. Like, I felt really ill because I drank 1 a day, and I don't drink soda barely anymore. So to have to drink 1 a day just so I can get the code, I felt terrible each day after. But yeah, that's it. That's the healer questline, though. And now I'll go and play something else, because I need to play something else. I really need to play something else. Please let me go play something else, people. Anyway, I'll turn to Machinist real quick. And next time, maybe some time later in the morning, like probably 7 or 8 hours from now, I will go and do, I'll do the magical DPS one. Magical Rain DPS, role. Of course, after getting a couple of levels in, Machinist as well. But for now, that's all.